That yellow stain in your bathtub? It probably isn't dirt. And the strange part is, most people scrub the wrong thing for years without realizing what actually caused it. Because yellow bathtub stains don't behave like normal grime. They come back. Again and again. No matter how expensive the cleaner is. No matter how hard people scrub. First, the tub looks cleaner. Whiter maybe. But somehow, the yellow color slowly returns. Around the drain. Near the waterline. Along the corners. And eventually, the entire bathtub starts looking old. Dirty. Even when it's technically clean. Now here's where things get interesting. Most yellow bathtub stains aren't caused by bad cleaning. They're caused by buildup. Mineral buildup. Soap residue. Oxidation. Hard water deposits. Tiny layers slowly attaching themselves to the bathtub surface over years. That's the hidden part. And once those layers build deep enough, normal cleaners stop working properly. Because they're cleaning the top layer, not the mineral structure underneath. Now think about this. Millions of homes across America use hard water every single day. Water filled with dissolved minerals. Calcium, iron, magnesium, tiny particles invisible at first. But over time, those minerals slowly remain behind after every bath and shower. Again and again and again, year after year. Now combine that with soap residue, body oils, humidity, oxidation, and eventually the tub starts turning yellow. Especially older bathtubs. Now here's the frustrating part. Most modern cleaning sprays focus heavily on surface shine. Quick results. Fragrance. Bright packaging. But many struggle against deep mineral staining. Because deep staining behaves differently than normal dirt. Now here's where this forgotten $1 powder becomes interesting. Baking soda. Simple. Already sitting inside millions of kitchens. And surprisingly effective against exactly this kind of buildup. Now here's something most people never realize. Baking soda isn't powerful because it's aggressive. It's powerful because it's mildly abrasive without being extremely destructive. That matters enormously. Because many bathtub surfaces scratch easily over time. Especially porcelain coatings, fiberglass, acrylic finishes. Harsh cleaners slowly damage them. Tiny scratches form invisibly. And once surfaces become rougher, mineral stains cling even harder afterward. That's why old tubs often stain faster than newer ones. The surface itself changed. Now imagine years of hard water minerals attaching themselves to microscopic scratches inside the bathtub finish. The yellowing slowly becomes harder to remove every year. That's why some tubs always look dirty even after cleaning. The buildup sits deep inside tiny surface imperfections. Now here's where baking soda became famous historically. Before modern specialty cleaners existed, people used simple mineral powders to clean porcelain surfaces carefully. Baking soda, washing soda, Bon Ami powders, mild abrasives. Because older generations understood something modern advertising rarely explains. Gentle repeated cleaning often works better long-term than aggressive chemical damage. Now here's where things become even more interesting. Baking soda also changes pH behavior on surfaces. That helps loosen soap residue and grime differently than acidic cleaners alone. Especially inside bathrooms where layered buildup accumulates slowly over time. Not magic. Chemistry. Now think about what happens after every shower. Tiny water droplets evaporate. Minerals remain behind. Soap leaves residue. Humidity traps moisture. And over years, the bathtub slowly develops layer after layer of microscopic buildup. That's why yellow stains feel almost permanent sometimes. They didn't appear overnight. They formed gradually. Now here's another hidden problem. Many homeowners accidentally make yellowing worse by mixing harsh cleaners constantly. Bleach, acids, heavy abrasives, everything attacking the bathtub surface itself. And once the finish weakens, the tub stains even faster afterward. Now imagine instead, a mild abrasive lifting buildup slowly without aggressively destroying the surface. Huge difference. Now here's where old janitors and hotel cleaners became surprisingly clever. Many relied heavily on powdered cleaners because powders stayed in contact with stains longer. Liquid sprays slide away quickly. Powders cling. That contact time matters, especially on vertical bathtub walls. Now think about how many old motels kept ancient bathtubs looking surprisingly white for decades. Not because the tubs were new, because buildup was controlled consistently before it hardened permanently. That's the hidden strategy. Now here's another strange thing. Some yellow bathtub stains aren't even coming from the bathtub itself. They're coming from water, especially iron-heavy water. Tiny iron particles oxidize over time, just like rust. That creates orange-yellow discoloration around drains and water lines. Not dirt. Minerals. Now imagine cleaning those deposits with harsh bleach alone. The color might fade temporarily, but the mineral buildup often remains underneath. That's why stains return quickly. Now here's where baking soda becomes useful again. Its mild abrasive texture helps physically loosen buildup layers while remaining relatively gentle on surfaces, especially when combined with moisture into a paste. Simple. Hard to market as revolutionary. Now here's another hidden issue. Soap scum. Because soap doesn't disappear completely after rinsing, especially with hard water. Minerals bind with soap residue, creating thick sticky layers over time. That layer traps discoloration underneath. Now imagine years of soap residue slowly yellowing under humidity and oxidation. That's why older tubs develop dull yellow tones even without obvious dirt. Now here's something researchers studying hard water deposits discovered. Mineral buildup becomes dramatically harder to remove once it fully hardens. That's why early maintenance matters so much. Small layers remove easily. Decade-old deposits become stubborn. Now think about how many homeowners scrub harder and harder against old stains, without realizing they may also be damaging the surface further. Tiny scratches. More buildup. More yellowing later. The cycle repeats. Now here's where this forgotten powder trick became common. Older bathrooms. Rental apartments. Fills. Public bathhouses. Places constantly fighting mineral buildup. Because before modern branding took over, people depended heavily on simple powdered cleaners for long-term maintenance. Not luxury. Function. Now here's another strange truth. Some expensive liquid cleaners contain abrasive minerals anyway, just hidden inside fancy formulas. Because mild abrasion still works extremely well against mineral deposits. Now imagine a bathtub coated with years of layered residue. So, hard water minerals, body oils, oxidation, humidity, everything combining together slowly. That yellow color isn't one thing. It's layers. That's why removal takes repeated disruption, not one dramatic spray. Now here's another hidden reason old tubs stain heavily. Ventilation. Bathrooms trapping humidity accelerate oxidation and residue buildup dramatically. Warm, moist air changes how surfaces age, especially older porcelain coatings. Now think about bathrooms that never fully dry. Warm air, steam, condensation, minerals constantly settling onto damp surfaces. The environment quietly accelerates staining over time. Now here's where older homeowners become fascinating again. Many older generations cleaned bathrooms more frequently with gentler products instead of waiting for extreme buildup. That habit mattered enormously. Because once thick mineral layers hardened, removal became much harder. Now imagine maintaining the surface before yellowing fully develops. The bathtub stays brighter far longer. Now here's another thing people rarely notice. Bathtub texture changes over time. Old surfaces become rougher microscopically. That roughness traps minerals more aggressively. Aging surface behavior. Now here's where baking soda remains surprisingly useful. Its texture helps disrupt buildup without the extreme harshness of industrial abrasives, especially for repeated maintenance cleaning. Now think about how many cleaning companies benefit from homeowners believing old tubs are permanently ruined. Because once people think whitening is impossible, replacement becomes easier to sell. New tubs. refinishing, expensive restoration. Meanwhile, some stains simply needed buildup removal all along. Now here's another hidden issue. Many bathtubs develop invisible residue films from cleaning chemicals themselves, especially heavily perfumed products. Those films attract grime faster later. That's another reason some tubs seem impossible to keep clean. Now imagine reducing residue instead of layering more chemicals repeatedly. Everything changes slowly. The surface behaves differently. Now here's something professional cleaners understand extremely well. Consistency matters more than intensity. Small repeated maintenance cleaning beats occasional aggressive scrubbing almost every time, especially on bathroom surfaces. Now think about this. A bathtub cleaned gently every week for years often stays whiter than one attacked with harsh chemicals twice a year. That's not advertising. That's material science. Now here's another reason powdered cleaning became less popular. Convenience marketing. Spray bottles feel modern. Powders feel old-fashioned. But old-fashioned doesn't always mean ineffective. Now here's where things become almost ironic. Some of the most effective bathroom cleaning methods existed decades before modern specialty cleaning industries exploded. Simple powders. Simple chemistry. Simple maintenance habits. But simple products create smaller profits. That matters more than people realize. Now imagine walking into an old bathroom, expecting the tub to look permanently stained, then watching yellow buildup slowly lift away layer by layer. The surface underneath still brighter than expected. That surprises people constantly, because many stains look deeper than they actually are. Now here's another hidden issue. People often leave water sitting inside tubs too long, especially around drains and corners. That standing moisture accelerates mineral deposits dramatically over time. Environment matters. Now think about homes with extremely hard water. Every shower leaves minerals behind. Every bath leaves minerals behind. Year after year, the buildup becomes almost geological. Layered, compressed, oxidized. That's why old stains feel impossible. Now here's where this forgotten powder trick still works best. Repeated maintenance. Layer disruption. Surface-safe cleaning. Not miracle overnight transformations. That's the realistic advantage. Now imagine cleaning the tub regularly before heavy deposits fully harden. The entire surface stays brighter longer. Consistency beats aggression. Now here's another thing people misunderstand. Snow-white bathtubs originally stayed brighter partly because older cleaning habits focused heavily on maintenance before buildup became visible. Modern homeowners often wait until stains become severe. That delay changes everything. Now here's another hidden truth. A surprising number of yellow bathtub stains are actually surface buildup sitting above the original finish. Not permanent damage underneath. Huge difference. Because buildup can often be removed. Destroyed surfaces cannot. Now imagine the relief of realizing the tub isn't ruined, just layered with years of deposits. That changes the entire situation. Now here's the ironic part. Human beings kept porcelain surfaces clean for generations before advanced cleaning products existed. Powders, brushes, mild abrasives, simple chemistry. And somehow, those methods quietly disappeared behind modern branding. Now to be clear, not every bathtub can become perfect again. Deep permanent damage exists. Severe etching exists. Old refinishing failures exist. But many yellow stains? They're buildup. And buildup behaves differently than permanent structural discoloration. That's the hidden difference. Now imagine walking into your bathroom, and instead of seeing that dull yellow tint, the tub looks brighter, cleaner, closer to the original surface hiding underneath. No expensive restoration. No replacement. No harsh industrial chemicals burning through the finish. Just simple repeated buildup removal. That difference matters more than people realize. 'Cause sometimes, the bathtub wasn't permanently ruined. It was buried under years of minerals the entire time.